But then he said, well, I'll do it if we can fire the marketing department. And so they kind of did, and they embarked on this strategy to kind of transition Oatly from a scientific company into a lifestyle brand.
Hi, thanks. So the Oatly brand is great, right? I think most people here probably love it and follow it. When did that shift happen? Because I've seen some posts, random posts about how it used to look back in the day, and you mentioned that it's been around for years and years, but no one took notice, at least not, as massively as we see it now. So when did that shift happen, and what were the insights, and how did you end up, looking like this, talking like this, and having that position?
So Oatly has been around since like 1993 or something like that. It was started by these scientists out of Lund University, and the shift can be telegraphed back to Tony Peterson, who was he was the CEO. Now he's on the board, and I actually think there was some foresight, because Oatly was think Microsoft, it was just run by engineers and scientists. And when Tony came in, the board wanted someone who had no FMCG experience, which I thought was quite bold and interesting of them. And then Tony came in, and the first thing he did was he talked to his friend John Schoolcraft, and he said, "Hey, I'm the CEO of this oat milk company. You wanna join me?" And John said, "No fucking way. I'm not working on oat milk." But then he said, "Well, I'll do it if we can fire the marketing department." And so they kind of did, and they embarked on this strategy to kind of transition Oatly from a scientific company into a lifestyle brand. And what's funny is that the packaging that you see now, it was presented to the entire company, and people were in tears. Engineers and scientists were in tears because they thought that we were taking the piss out of all of their work, and they thought, this is going to destroy the company. And Tony said, "Thank you for your feedback, but we're running it anyway." And the rest is kind of history. But we did get calls from from customers that were saying, "Hey, there's another brand using your name in the supermarkets." I mean, it was like it's like if you just don't change from one brand design to a completely different one overnight. But
you did.
Yeah, but we just did.
And he joined 2000, right? That's
2012.
2012.
Yeah.
I'm getting all my timings wrong. So that was the radical transformation, is around that time.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. What's the future of Oatly look like? What's your next step?
Yeah, I think the future is I think a similar future that a lot of small challenger brands and companies face. Like how to keep your edge as you grow larger, as investors kind of come in, as you're listed as a public company, and all of the regulations that come with that. That is the real challenge. I think for us. Maintaining, that edge, and figuring out how to go big, but in a really punk way.
In a punk way. Brilliant. That's excellent. Thank you so much for that. I don't know if anyone else has got any questions, but the time... Oh, no. We've probably got time for... Oh, there you go. One over there. We've got 1 minute or so left.
Thank you. This is really interesting. I might have a slightly more complicated question for 1 minute, but as you mentioned, you're potentially discussing to grow, and I was wondering if you generally have a presence in Africa or Global South, and if you do or planning to do, will the positioning of Oatly remain the same? Because obviously, conversation of livestock production and meat consumption is very different in the Global South versus options that people have, and a lot of communities there depend on meat, eggs, and milk as the basics of their survival. So I'm just curious if this is something you thought about.
It's a good question. I mean, we're not in Africa officially. I think that we might have some distribution down there, but I'm actually not sure. But the thing that you mentioned is totally right. It's like Europe and the States and parts of Asia. But I mean, there's certainly a curve to where people are on sustainability. What measures can be taken, and there are certainly challenges in third world countries. One of the things is price. It's too expensive, and these are things that we talk about, like how can we radically reduce the price within 10 years of this? Because if we are trying to fulfill societal change, it has to be societal change across the world. And people in many parts of Africa and third world countries, they can't afford £2 for a carton of milk. But yeah, so yeah, you're right. I don't have an answer for you right now.
And on that note, we are out of time. We're going to get ejected from our seats. Michael, thank you so much. That was really interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.